All right, welcome aboard. Um, Seriously, if you could have seen the movement between cameras and iPads, as some of you know, the ones that watch most of the videos, I've started trying to use a little bit of AI assistance to write me like a bit of a script, just to, especially for these annual ones, because it can read all the scorecards and read all the players' results, and it can give me like a little like a 10-minute script because as you know, I can waffle for a very long time, especially if I'm trying to like look at a phone or look at an iPad and read scores for the year and try and put it all together. So I've been using our old mate Albert Einstein um, just to try and sort of help streamline a little bit, and it's all been great. But I've now got an iPad sitting right here with the script for me to kind of follow. I mean, I'm not going to read it word for word. If any of you have ever worked with me and been in a presentation with me, um, I try not to do that even with PowerPoint presentations and stuff. You try to have a bit of a conversation. But here I am going, oh, I'm worried I'm going to be looking to the side and reading this, looking at this script. I'm thinking up to like 50 or 60 videos now. And half the time I'm looking at something else. There's ones I looked at today just to get because I couldn't work out who batted or bowled first from the scorecards. So I went back to my match report, and that was even before I even had an intro and outro. Thank you. Outro, intro, outro. No, thanks to Glenn for putting those together. Um, so I'm getting some more fussy in my old age. Anyway, um, again, I digress. I set this up so it'll be a 10 to 15 minute update. Um, but I'm talking rubbish anyway. So anyway, as the script says, good everyone, welcome back to Snapper Talks Cricket. It's been a massive season for Castle RSL Classics over 50s. Division 1, we have a Division 1, Division 2 term. I'm not going to do one of these for Div 2 because I didn't play for Div 2, so one of those guys can put one together. But for the Classics Div 1 side, I think it's the Sydney, they're doing some renaming at the moment. Everything's becoming sort of Masters, which is great. So like New South Wales used to be New South Wales veterans and Australian veterans, but now becoming masters because it makes sense because veterans should be reserved for the those that have served our country and deserve their respect. So using masters is a better term. This one is the over 50s within the masters. I think masters starts around over 40s. I do play in a Sydney Masters team, and I'll do one of these for them. But this one is the classics at this point. I think they'll probably go down the path of changing them all to say over 40s, over 50s, there's an over 55, there's a 60, 65. So I think they'll just start naming them by age group above within the Masters competition globally. That's the way I'm seeing it's going to go. But anyway, so we're going to look back at the highs, the lows, and the absolute crackers from our run in the Sydney Classics this year. I say Castle RSL. That's who I play for. So look, bear in mind, bear with me. As you can see, I'm just glancing to the side there because I've got an iPad here with this script. I'm not going to read it word for word because it's giving me headings and all sorts of stuff. So I'm just going to try and use it as a bit of a guide. Maybe I could have bullet pointed a bit more to help us out, but we'll see how we go. Solid record this year. 6 wins, 2 losses, and 3 lost to weather. It's only 2 losses. That's pretty fucking good. Let's be fair. That's actually really bloody good. Um, I, I I haven't gone back and verified the stats on this, but if that's true, we've had a good year. There was three loss to weather. I knew that. About due to weather. I know we lost to Linfield in the first round, who chased us down with like in the last over. They had a big last over to chase us down. So it's a game we kind of could have won. So then you go back to make that could have been 7 wins and 1 loss. That's that's a good season. We didn't make the finals or get close to the top. So yeah, maybe I'll go and recheck that. Put some comments. Have a look up yourself. Put in the comments if AI's got this wrong. and I should have spent some more time reviewing this. I hadn't intended on putting this up tonight. I was just going to do the script and do it over the weekend, but you know, you get bored. Let's talk to some people. So when we got in the park, we were competitive every single time. If it's 6 wins and 2 losses, then absolutely. Played across, and I'm not very good at remembering fields. I go there and go, oh, I remember this place. This is great. So according to AI, we played across some iconic Sydney decks from the turf at Kenthurst Park, which is true. I really love Kenthurst and the country in Sydney, and to the lush Bexley Oval. I can't remember Bexley Oval. I'll be fair. I'm not good at remembering grounds. As I said, I just turn up and they look good. It's a good year. Some key moments and stories is the heading that comes up next. The history makers, Warringah round 3. We've never beaten Warringah, as far as I know. I've been with the club, or in the Classics and Masters started when I was 49. I was eligible to play 4 Classics. 55 this year, so I think it's 5 years we've been playing. Warringah's a cracking club. I think they just won like first, second, third, fourth grade. They won a lot of stuff this year, and from a 50 side, and they're great blokes. A good mate of mine, Chris, plays for them. But we beat them this year for the first time ever. They scored 149, and we chased it down with 2 weeks to spare. Doesn't actually tell me who did the work here, but it says it was a proper heart stopper, and we finally got one over them, which is true. So it was that was really cool. And then it's calling out 2 other games: the nail biter against Strathfield in round 2, so the week before. We posted 184 thanks to a vintage Mick. It says 46. As far as I'm concerned, that's a current Mick. But Mick scored 46. Came down the wire, and we defended it. They pulled up 3 runs short, so that's pretty good going. And JR, and I'll talk about some of the performance throughout the year, but JR was the hero of the ball that day with 4 for 37, those 4 wickets, and broke their backs. And then it's talking about the masterclass in the last round versus Sri Lanka Lions. We completed the game. One of them was a defensive masterclass, apparently. Rolled Sri Lanka Lions for 102. Jamesy, the skipper, was clinical, and he was that day. 4 for 6. You can't do any better than that. That's like cracking good. I think at some point I was thinking, geez, Jamesy, I'm going to be close to sort of the wickets with Jamesy this year, and then he comes out and pulls out a 4 because he played a lot less games than I think he normally does. But we did make hard work to chase. We lost 8 wickets, so it was one of those wickets that might have been a bit tricky to chase. But Moruga, 30, so in the bank, got us home for a 2-wicket win. So, yeah, Roogs has done it a couple of times this year. He batted well this year, Roogs, if you're watching this. So up to the honour roll, top performers. Again, this is from what AI has pulled out. I haven't gone back and actually validated it. I know they have these disclaimers. Check what AI tells you because it's not always correct. But, I'm lazy. Like, humanity's lazy. That's just why our AI overlords are going to take us over because we won't fact check. We'll just fucking deal with it. Reliable batsman. So Mick was our rock at the top, as he always is. 193 runs for the season. I think we had 11 games, but minus what was it? Let me go back. 6 wins, 2 losses, 3 losses, I think. So we only played 8 games. So only playing 8 games, and Mick scored 193 runs at 32. 24 fours and 5 sixes. He was the guy we looked to when we needed a platform. Yes, that's stating the obvious. Mick is our destroyer at the top and does get us off to many a good start. Aussie, generally bats, I think, number 3. Definition of consistency. I mean, Aussie. Those of you that know him, he's a cracking cricketer. And he played 5 games out of, only 8 or whatever. Averaged 34, high score of 40. So Aussie's in the bank every time he plays. And then Maria came and played some vital knocks, averaging 30.5 for the season. So Roogs averaged more than the banking score as well. I can recall at least 3 games on top of my head where Roosters come in late and brought us home. Really, really good year for you, Riggs. I know your bowling's been off because of your shoulder, but your batting's been on. The deadly bowlers. Now, I love this list. There's a reason I love this list because I finally going to mention. I don't normally get to mention these things because when I die, it'll say on my gravestone, he was a handy cricketer. I'm never going to be one of those guys that tops the stats or whatever. I do what I can to keep the runs down. I might get some wickets, whatever. It hasn't pulled that out here this year, but the most wides for the season was me with 15 wides. I think Merv had 7 and the next person had 3. So clearly I need to learn some control, which is frustrating because I actually bowled better this year, took more wickets, but I lost some control from it. I don't know, it's cricket. But anyway, I got mentioned in the deadly bowlers list. So JR, I've mentioned JR many times, and JR deserves to be on the top of this list. 16 wickets, he had 4 for 20 against Cricketers Club. I think he had a couple other forfers, but I don't know, JR's a cracking bowler. He's worked really, really hard this year. I know he's dropped Saturday cricket, he's training. We have conversations about ice baths, and it terrifies me the stuff that you do there, JR, like, getting in ice baths and stuff. 16 weeks really bold. Really well bowled. Tiny is just what's the word? Not effervescent. When you stay young forever. Tiny, he's like that. Just keeps going. A genuine wicket. 15 scalps at 3.24, so 1 wicket less than JR. That's our 2 opening bowlers, 16 and 15. So that talks about our season. That's why you get 6 wins, because you get your 2 opening bowlers taking 16 and 15 wickets across 8 games. And then, Snapper and Merv. Merv's a really good friend of mine, and it's been a pleasure to bowl with him. And I think he played a couple of games less than me, let's be fair. But apparently we provide the pressure. So I took 12 wickets. So let's just let that sink in. Our opening bowlers took 16 and 15. And me, who's just a dude who just rocks up and has a crack, took 12. So I'm not that far behind. So I'm pretty happy with that. I moved with 11, and he took a 4 for 12 against Nepean, which was incredibly destructive. I think my best was like a 3 for 12 or something. So that was really cool. They calls out the safe hands. Obviously, a shout out to Mick as the keeper. 13 catches, and I think there was 1 or 2 stumpings. Hasn't put up here. And Jamesy took 2 runouts and 2 catches, so that puts him up the top of the fielding. So observations from the boundary, looking at these stats, it's not about the numbers, but it's about the likes of Joe's. Joe's took a 5-wicket haul, I think around 2 or 3. Oh, round 3 against Warringah, so 5 for 31. So that was like instrumental in breaking that Warringah curse. But then it's picked up on guys like Glyn and Stan with runouts. So I'm not sure how many you guys took, but obviously you're key there. But then you guys are key batsmen, key bowlers. I don't think you were that far behind in the bowling. Like, if I actually pulled all the stats out and had a proper look at it, I would think you guys are in the top 5 for batting and in the top 5 for bowling. So genuine all rounders, both of you. I'll be ashamed to lose Glyn this year. I think I'm allowed to say that now, Glyn. Let's get you flying back every second week to play with us. And then Tiny bowled 7 maidens this season. So we're playing against older blokes, but it's one dayers. So the ultimate game is to score. So 7 maidens is some really, really good bowling. So as it says, wrapping up, it was a cracker of a season at Castle Hill RSL. Played hard, played fair, most importantly, we're all standing to tell the tale, which is very, very true. I think we've got a really good side. I think we're going to go. We've got years to come. We're just going to get better. I know a few of us are still playing Saturdays and like park cricket on Tinto with the younger kids, and we may not have that many years of that to go. But I think from and some of us may even roll up and not play 40s and that. We'll see how that goes in the next year or two. But I'm pretty sure that the classics, the over 50s, we've got a pretty core squad which will last for another 4 or 5 years. and then we might roll in the 60s. And depends on the number of people. I mean, looking around the world, around the country, with nationals and stuff, they're playing 55s now. So we may have a 55s and a 50s. Who knows? Depends on what happens. But there's plenty of guys around. There's plenty of good club spirit happening at Castle Hill across the board right now. It's a pleasure to play with you guys. Takeaway from this year: catches win matches. I don't know how they picked that up from stats. Blah blah. For a head off, a quick thanks to everyone who makes this club run. Absolutely, guys like Nick, Jamesy, other guys in the committee. You all know what happens. Sponsors, that sort of thing. It's trying to make me sell some stuff, which is surprising because I don't sell anything. But if you're looking to upgrade your kit next season, keep an eye out from some local deals we'll be chatting about soon. Apparently, I don't know what they are yet. So let's see if AI wakes me up in the middle of the night to tell me what I've got to do. Again, we'll do what our AI overlords tell us to do. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Actually, yeah, what was your favourite moment of the season? What we don't do on this channel enough is enough comments. I would love to see some comments. We've had the odd few seasons, but let's see if we can get to maybe 10 comments for this video. Even though, good match report, Snap. You know what I like to say? More talking about Moruga, or more talking about anybody. More talk about Snapper. He's such a good cricketer. We really want to talk about how handy he is. That's almost it. The only thing I want to sort of finish up with, for those of you who've actually got to the end, and importantly, I do know whether to leave this or bring it at the end. An RIP to JJ. JJ, I think, played with us like the week before he passed. He's a great guy. Meant a lot to our club, meant a lot to a lot of clubs, meant a lot to the Classics, Masters, or whatever it's going to be called, across the state, across the country. Played for the Indigenous Australian team. JJ was a quality guy, a quality cricketer who put in a lot, meant a lot to everybody. Deserves a good shout out. Unfortunately, his figures aren't popping up in the Play HQ for the last few games. I'm not sure what happened. I was trying to find the game that he played with us in last, but so it wasn't there. But I do remember standing next to him at mid off, and just in awe of him. I think I mentioned this on one of my previous videos. Him telling me what the batsman's doing, what he's going to do to the batsman, how he's going to get him out, and then delivering. Quality cricketer, quality bloke, who knew the game very well, and from all reports knew a lot of games very, very well. So the world is a sadder and a smaller place without him. So I'm outside, so I look up the sky, JJ. I hope you're looking down, and I hope you're having a cracking time up there, mate. That's it, guys. That's the end of the season. We will talk later, but please, comments, like, subscribe. The drill. So yeah.
So there you go. That's how